Well, good morning all and welcome to the doodling channel. This is Oliver coming to you from the beautiful seaside town of Youghal here in Ireland over in Europe. You're all more than welcome. Now we're going to relax and do a bit of doodling. What I have here is just a little card and I have put in two diagonals. So we have a centre and as you can probably see I'm going to do two circles. And the first circle I'm going to use a coin, I think it's a 10-cent coin I've used. I can't remember, it's turned the wrong way. So there's one, and then we put in the other one. There we go, that looks okay, near enough. And I need a pen now. Where's my pen? I need a 0.1, I think. A 0.1 would be nice. There we go. 0.1, and I'm just going to do the flower head in the middle. And any of you who've been regular viewers will know that I like doing these flower heads, and just do little circles. In the center they're circles, and then as we go out towards the circumference they will become more like ovals. And already I can see that I'm losing I should have started with much bigger circles. I'm not going to be able to fill out the circumference there that we have. I won't be able to get out that far. So I'll have to think of putting maybe a couple of little leaves to fill it out. Now as you get to the edge, you change from circles to ovals, smaller ovals. The idea is that by doing it this way, the edge is going to be blacker. And the center where we have the full circles will be white. So I'm going to go for a smaller pen now. This is a 0.05 fine liner. And with this one, you can make very small circles, or you can just put little marks there as if they are circles. And you can actually, with this, you can divide up circles that are already there, make them into halves and quarters and thirds, and just trying to make it give the impression of a bit of darkness out there, because that's what you would expect for a three-dimensional object. It'll be bright in the middle, and as you go out it'll get darker, progressively darker. I think I'm going to have to redraw my circles. There we go. Now just have to be exact. All right, this is near enough. I'm not trying to make it perfect, because in nature nothing is perfect. And now start putting in our little petals and leave a space between each one, and we'll fill those in later. It gives a better consistency actually, instead of trying to put them one against the other all the way. Leave a bit of space there, and now the next time round we'll put in petals behind them. I think it looks more natural because they're never perfectly spaced. And we'll just put in a little flick now. Not sure, one flick I think is enough. Just to, as I say many times, to give it a little bit of character. We're nearly there. And before we go any further, that petal is no longer centered. It looks a bit skewed, so I think we need to put in a new circumference. That's near enough. And just do a little bit of cleaning now. That looks okay. Where's that fine pen? There we go. I'm just going to put a little bit of black in here. Not much, just there's a couple of white spaces in there that I don't really like. Although nobody will probably see them, but I just like to do these little things. Okay, just quick. Don't spend too much time thinking. We want to have more black around the edge, remember that, than in the center. Yeah, that's okay. And back to pencil. And all I'm doing is little curves. That's enough, I think. A bit more. And so I'm just filling in the spaces. You know, I left space at the beginning. I didn't have each one sitting on top of each other. I left space there so I'd have another one in behind it or mixing in with it. And they're all basically the same type of shape. I found that you need to have at least 3 curves in it. Anything less than that, and it doesn't look right. And later on, we'll be able to change these a little bit. You know, you don't have to worry too much about it. And what I want to do now is, that's the center, and just pull lines in from every place where there is an edge, where there's a change in direction. So that's the edge of the ribbon. Okay, and we're presuming that there's a vanishing point just where my finger is here. And now I'm trying not to turn this page around just so that you'll see everything, but you feel free to turn the page around. It's much easier. That's not quite, doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't have to be exactly where we put it before. We can change things out around a little bit so that the lines are not sitting on top of each other. There's a bit of a gap between them. It makes it look much nicer. And I can tell you later on I'll probably change some of these as I start drawing them in with ink. This is just the first run at it to get an idea of what it's going to look like. So, you know, this is the sketch, we'll say. So you need to have a bit of confidence in yourself. You know, it will work out okay in the end. I've got them nearly all now. It doesn't matter if you miss one, you'll pick it up again later on when we start inking them in, because all of these will have to be inked in. I'm just getting rid of the main lines here at the circumference so that I can extend these a little bit, just make them feed in a little bit better. Sorry, you can't talk all the time. I'm trying to concentrate on what I'm doing. It's what do you think? Just maybe extend a few. There was a white. That's the great thing. Once you've got the circumference gone, we can just extend it out and fill it to almost wherever we want, so that we don't have unnecessary white space out there. Just give it a little bit more balance. That's all. Over here, I think we could do something here. Yeah, that's going to be a nice long one. That'll be good. And just finish these off. Now, where we go? So I want a thicker line than we had before. Now, it's hard to explain this. If we go up this one. So we go up there, and just, this is going to continue on. So go back to the next one, and we come up and we hook just inside the next segment. And this one. And now we continue with the previous one. And just get it right there. It'll have to go up there. So it's going to go up again inside the next one. Then we start off again with our edge, continue it over, and remember we're going to just hook it again just before the next one. So we're leaving a little bit of gap, and is sort of incomplete, but it gives an idea, and you'll see it now as we go further. It gives a little bit of thickness to the ribbon. Now, this is not my design. I saw this from a channel, Miss Betsy, and it would be well worth your while to go and have a look, at her channel. She really is fantastic at this. But I love this. I started doing this one, I'd say about 8 months ago. I was giving a workshop and I introduced the class to this one. I think it's brilliant. And up again. Now you have to practice this. I was useless at this when I first did it. Not that I'm all that great at it now, but I'm better than I was. You have to really practice on this one. It's not something that's going to come naturally to you. I'll go down here. And again, I find it is easier if I start at the one nearest the flower, we'll call it, and just get it here. You can remember, hook before the next line coming up, and the next line coming up then hooks around that one, just to give that idea of thickness. And I didn't make that, there's not enough space there between them, but it's might be able to fix that up later on, because at a later stage I'm going to use a 0.5, maybe even a 0.8, just to emphasize all of this. Okay, do you know what? I'm going to stay quiet now, and you just either sit back and watch or get out your pen and start doing your own one. Okay, talk to you again in a while. Right, time to do a bit of shading. By the way, I used an 8 there, fine liner, just to give better definition to everything. And no need to take your time when you're using the pencil. All we're trying to do is grey in all of this around the circumference, and then we use the tortillon to spread it out. And just as I'm doing here, all you're trying to do is smear it around the place and get rid of all the white. That's basically all I'm doing. I am not trying to be an expert on it. I just there we go. Now, and we want to do something similar now with our what do you call this? The ribbon. So there's going to be a shadow there where the petals are, and what I want to do is I don't want to go quite as far. I don't want to go all the way up to the black line. I want to leave a margin there of white. Okay, so again, put in, I'm just putting in a little bit of lead, and then I'm using the tortillon to shove it up a bit. I might come back at a later stage and put some more well-defined lines into this, but at the moment I'm just trying to show it as grey. And again, don't forget that little bit of white up at the top. That is very important. We want to leave that there all the time. And I'm going fairly fast on this for the simple reason that this is going to take a long time, and I know you don't want to be sitting forever doing it. And I actually like this where you just, you're not trying too hard. Just enjoying pushing a little bit of lead around the place. I keep on talking about Zen, and this is what it's all about. When you get used to what you're doing, and you don't have to think about it, you just literally let the hand do the work. Give it a bit of muscle memory, so that we can just shove it up there. There's plenty of little lead on the tortillon, so it's easy to grey it out. Now I will have to come back and put some lines in there, but not yet. I know when Betsy does it, she makes it very, very dark. I haven't got the confidence to do that quite yet. I think I'm doing it a little bit better here. I like these lines. They're better defined than the way they were. And okay, then we use a tortillon, just put a bit of grey in there, but having the lines there first, I think that's a better, it sort of gives a little bit of texture to the ribbon, that is going vertically, whereas the ones down lower, I don't really see that in those. So I think when I finish this one, I might actually go back on those ones. Also, I have a feeling that the pencil I'm using, which is a 5B, is the only one I have here. I'd have to go into the other room, and I'm not going to go in. It's a little bit too soft. Do you know what? I think a 2 or a 3B. Because it's hard to get these. There we go. That's a bit better. To get these lines in so that you can see them. And I think that is important that you see them. Yeah, I like that. I think that looks a lot better. And do you know what? I'm going to stop giving the commentary now, and I will just concentrate on what I'm doing, because it's enjoyable. Come on, Zen, where are you? That's looking nice now. Yeah, I think these lines are a lot better. I should have done those at the start. Usually I use the pen in these, but I thought today I would try doing the shading with a pencil. It's a long time since I've shaded with a pencil, so it's a nice exercise. Yeah, this is nice. And yeah, as you rub here, we're still keeping you can still see the lines. So it's not totally grey. It has this little bit of texture in it. And you know what? I'm just going to enjoy the Zen moment now in this. You can look along at what I'm doing, but no more commentary. I think I've done enough commentary. I have to enjoy this myself as well. So sit back and enjoy, or get out your pencil and practice. Talk to you again soon. you're still with me. Thanks for watching. You don't have much else to do you? What's it now? God, nearly an hour and 10 minutes. We're finished now. It was great. If you enjoy this, thumbs up and comments. Always very much appreciated. I enjoyed doing it. I hope you've learned something from it. And be sure and come back for the next one, which will be a couple of days' time, alright? There will be a shortened version of this, which will be 1 minute, very much speeded up. And have a look at that one as well. That's all right, I think. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. And don't forget, you're going to have to sign it. Always sign your pieces. And where's my pen? Oliver of June 24. That's me. And let's just center it a little bit more and we will be away. There we go. Perfect. Okay. See you all in a couple of days' time, and thanks for watching. Till then, Slán Tamil.